Hi everyone and welcome back. I'm Candice and this is my husband Arahi, and we're here to teach you how to save money. If that sounds like something that you need, make sure that you subscribe so you can get videos every week.
Alright, let's get right into our video for today. Our topic is going to be 20 frugal living tips that actually work.
Number one is the water bill and the showers. If you can limit how long your showers are, you're going to save a lot of money. One way to do this is to put a timer into the shower, especially if you've got young children who don't understand the concept of time or understand how much water actually costs. And just put the timer on for 5 minutes, and so they know that when the timer goes off, it's time to get out of the shower.
Yeah, definitely. Or alternatively, put them all in a bath together. That's what happened when I was a kid. Alright, tip number 2. Run your appliances at night. For example, your washing machine and dishwasher especially, or if you have a dishwasher. If you run them at night, it tends to cost a little bit less because it's not the peak time for water usage. So it just costs a little bit less of money.
Yeah. Also for electricity, if you look on your bill, you'll notice that there are two rates. There's the off-peak rate and the peak rate. If you do your washing and your dishwasher at night when it's in the off-peak rate, it's a lot less too. Number 3, turn your TV and appliances off at the wall each night, because did you know that your TV left on standby can eat up 10% of your electricity bill?
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay, tip number 4. For those of you who live in hot temperatures like we do, turn your air conditioner on before your house gets too warm, because it's easier for your air conditioner to keep your house cool than it is for it to cool the house down. Also, if you're running your air conditioner in a selected room, don't forget to close the doors and curtains as well. That can definitely help to keep the hot air out and the cool air inside. Yeah,
you don't want to be cooling down all the bedrooms when you're not even in them. Number 5, which actually leads on from number 4. If you have a thermostat controlled heating and cooling system in your house like we do, one good idea is to be able to turn it up or down a few degrees. So in winter our thermostat is set for 18 degrees, which is a little bit lower than normal. I think the normal range is they want you to keep it at like 20 degrees, but just lowering it just a couple of degrees in winter makes a huge difference.
Okay, number 6. Washing your clothes and stuff in cold water rather than warm or hot water. It's pretty basic. Most clothes or most items can be washed in cold water. It doesn't really make a difference. So rather than using the extra power to heat up the water, just wash them in cold water.
Number 7, we have an app on our phone that helps us find the cheapest petrol around, which is really good because petrol can vary significantly. We live right on the outskirts of Melbourne, and we're the last petrol station before you start heading out into the country. So we have the most expensive petrol close to us, but if you just drive down the road a little bit more, it's going to be like 10 cents less a litre.
Number 8, set yourself a budget for birthday presents and gifts, things like that. So you don't go overboard spending money on things that you don't really need to be spending a lot of money on.
Number 9. This is an important one for me because I plan all the holidays for us. When you're looking for flights and things like that, make sure that you're looking in incognito mode. I think we've all had the experience before where we've bought flights and stuff, and then we've gone back a few days later and realised that they're a lot cheaper. Normal browsers and stuff, they will track you to see that you've been looking at the same flight over and over, and they'll inflate the prices. If you look in incognito mode, they don't have the ability to do that, so the prices are a lot more genuine and you're going to get a much better deal. For example, the other day we were looking at going to LA next year, and the flights in the normal browser, they were going to charge me $5,000 for the flights. I swapped over to incognito mode and the flights were only $4,000, which is $1,000 difference, and we could totally use $1,000 to do a lot of other things.
We couldn't. Alright, the next 2 are kind of related, so we'll do 10 and 11 together, and they're relating to children when you're going out with the kids. So number 10 is when you're out doing your shopping or grocery shopping in particular, a lot of places have free fruit for kids, so get a piece of free fruit for the kids.
Yeah, because you know you always got kids whining that they're hungry as soon as you get to the supermarket or when you get to the shopping centre or anything. If you just pop in to like Woolworths or something and they have the free fruit for kids, take them, get a piece of fruit, and they can't complain that they're hungry.
Yeah. Following on with that, number 11, carry a water bottle around with you for yourself and for your kids as well if you have them. it can definitely prevent you from spending that extra money on drinks or whatever else that your kids are complaining about.
Yeah, because they're not going to just want the plain drink, they're going to want like a juice box or things like that. And it all adds up. We actually bought really nice drink bottles for our kids, insulated ones, and they've lasted for years. They're probably 3 years old now and they're still going strong, and our kids really like them because it keeps the water cold, which is amazing when it's 43 degrees outside. Number 12 is don't be cheap. This may sound a little counterintuitive, but the truth is if you just buy the cheapest thing all the time, a lot of times you're going to end up just rebuying that thing. For example, when you buy a car, this has been our experience and probably our worst decisions that we've made financially, is that we have bought really cheap cars in the past and we've spent a lot more money on them, like fixing them and things like that.
Yeah, they tend to have more issues with them when you're buying the cheaper cars, because obviously people aren't selling them for a lot of money because there are problems with them. And yeah, it can definitely rack up a lot of money getting things fixed and refixed over and over again.
Yeah, so we've had lots of cars and we've never had one car that we can resell. They've all had to go to the wreckers because they've just died. So this time when we bought our car, we bought a car that was only a couple of years old, and it's been really good and it's amazing to drive, and I don't mind paying the extra because I know I'm not going to be repaying to get it fixed every couple of months, like thousands of dollars, because that's literally been our experience.
Number 13 is skipping birthday parties. Now what this means is that you don't have a big birthday party for your kids every single year. For me, when I was growing up, we had a birthday party where we could invite friends around every 4 years. And that might sound a little bit extreme for you, so maybe every 2 years.
You got 9 kids in your family though, that's a lot of birthday parties.
Yeah, definitely if you've got a lot of kids you probably want to spread it out a bit. But yeah, you don't have to have a huge birthday party every year for your kids, especially when they're younger and they don't really appreciate it.
For our kids, they get a birthday every couple of years, and especially on like their big birthdays they have a nice birthday party where they can invite their friends. But usually on their birthdays they just get like a nice family dinner and they get to go out and do something special together as a family, whatever they want to do. Number 14 is to use public transport. I think this is a really underutilised service that is available to a lot of people. When we only had one car, I used public transport a lot. And I took my kids everywhere on public transport. We used the trains, we used the buses, and I weighed a whole lot less because I was walking a lot more.
Side benefits.
Side benefits. But public transport can be great, especially if you want to cut down to just having one car.
Number 15. This comes from a quote that I've shared before on our channel. And it goes like this. Use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. Basically this is to do with anything that you want to buy. Just think about it before you purchase something. Is it something that you really need? Is there something that you could use instead that you already have? Can you just wait until you have enough cash to be able to buy it rather than getting it on credit or anything else like that? Just think about those things before you get into buying stuff.
Number 16, cooking from scratch. You'll be surprised how much people charge and supermarkets charge for convenience of not having to cook from scratch. If you buy like the packaged food or packaged sauces and things like that, they're going to charge you an inflated rate. If you just cook from scratch, you're going to save a lot of money.
Yeah, you might not think that you have the skills to be able to do good cooking, but yeah, it's definitely a skill that if you practice, you'll definitely get better at it.
You can learn anything you want from YouTube.
Number 17, before you go out and do your grocery shopping, hopefully you should be making a grocery list already. And to help with that, you should look at what you've got in your pantry. So number 17 is check what you've got at home before you go out and do your grocery shopping. And maybe build up your menu for the week around the things that you already have in your pantry and in your cupboards.
Number 18, going along with our shopping at the supermarket theme, is to buy home brand. There's not a lot of difference between the $2 pack of pasta and the 60-cent pack of pasta, except what it's going to cost you in your grocery bill.
Yeah, go for the cheaper option.
Yep. And while you're at it, look at the unit price of items instead of the actual price, because if you look at the unit price, it's going to tell you how much it costs per 100 grams or something like that, and then you can compare it to a different brand and how much it costs. So home brand might cost 11 cents per 100 grams, whereas a different brand might be 24 cents per 100 grams.
Number 19 is to pay your mortgage repayments weekly or fortnightly instead of monthly. This way you'll get a whole month's worth of repayments over the course of a year if you're paying it weekly or fortnightly rather than monthly.
Yeah, so you would have paid a whole extra month's mortgage, and that's going to make a huge dent in the long term. Number 20 is our final one, and it goes along with your mortgage. If you make just a $50 extra contribution to your mortgage based on a $500,000 mortgage, you're going to cut off at least 5 years from your mortgage overall. By the end of your mortgage term, you're going to be so thankful that you don't have another 5 years to pay on it, just for that small sacrifice that you made at the beginning of your mortgage. So those are our 20 tips to live a frugal life, and we hope that you enjoyed them. If you have any other tips, be sure to leave them down below, and make sure you like, share and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.